Am I behind on schedule? Yeah, I was, but I don't know. Here's a movie I was kind of scheduled to do today, and then I did forget about a movie yesterday. I just had a long day yesterday, so here's me trying to catch up, sort of. So I'll try to do the movie that I was meant to review later. I don't know. I have no idea. But here's a movie that is, I kind of haven't seen in a while. I don't know if I like it. Jumper. Jumper is this movie. So I saw this movie a long time ago. I saw this movie when I was, like, a kid. I saw this around the time I got into Transformers, and this was sort of Transformers-esque with how the cinematography is shot. But, like, yeah. I remember really loving it when I was a kid, though. This was a movie I legit remember loving to death. Looking back on it, it's like, how did I love this movie? Because going back on this film, this movie was kind of slow. It really was. And it's like, this is an hour and 20-some minute movie. And it kind of went a little slow. Besides the action sequences flew by. But even then. So this movie is about David Rice, played by Hayden Christensen, who is a jumper. He's a regular, normal human, but he's also called a jumper. And why they call him that is because he jumps into places. He can teleport, essentially. He thinks of a place in his brain, whether it be Paris or China or whatever, and instantly, within a snap of a flash, he's there. So he can teleport. He can jump straight to where he can. And he's going after this guy who is called a Paladin. And his name is Roland. Not Ronald. Roland is his name. And he's played by Samuel L. Jackson. So we got two cast members of the Star Wars prequels in this movie, essentially. And Roland is a paladin, who's a jumper hunter. He's trying to kill every jumpers there is. So literally it's Goose Chase. That's the plot of the movie. So, yeah. So Samuel L. Jackson tries his best to kill Hayden Christensen. Because Hayden Christensen can teleport. That's the plot of the film. And this movie is, like, so slow, but it's so fast. It's like, because when it gets to the more serious moments, it just flat out slows the pace. The movie just slows down. But when it gets to the action sequences, it's like, boom, done. Like, it's completely done. And, like, this movie, too, is an hour and 28 minutes. So, like, this movie is, like, it's, like, over and done. It's short, but the pacing feels so long sometimes. I don't know. It's weird. And, like, I remember, too, when I first saw this movie as a kid, I was really into Samuel L. Jackson's character. I liked his character. Now, looking back in this movie, it's like, you know, this guy's kind of boring now I think about it. Like, He's literally just that stereotypical character that Samuel L. Jackson always plays. The tough, badass guy. But in this one, he's gotten little with nothing to work with. Like, he doesn't get as extreme or over the top with some Samuel L. Jackson characters that you can think of. He's just sort of like a flat slate, I feel like. Like, yes, he's interesting, but he's not as interesting compared to his other characters, like Nick Fury. So, yeah. And along the way, David ends up meeting, the girl that he fell in love with a long time ago. I forget who she's played by. I'll probably have it in the description, the bracket, or is it parentheses? I don't know what actress it was. Probably put in that description. And she hasn't seen him in like 8 years. Because once he found out that he could teleport, he just kind of disappeared. Did not see his dad as much, didn't see her as much. So for the past 8 years, everybody just thinks that he died. Because he fell into snow. So a lot of people thought that maybe, or not snow, he fell into ice that was about to melt. So a lot of people just thought, maybe he drowned, maybe he drowned in the ice. So, and even then, the love interest is just kind of there. Just doesn't do much. And then he meets up with another jumper. Doesn't do much in the film either. So, yeah. I don't know. I legit thought that maybe if I rewatched this movie, maybe I could be like, ooh, I like this. This movie is even better than I thought. Looking back on it, it's like, this movie is almost nothing because it didn't give us a whole lot. I would have liked to know what was the history of the Jumpers and the Paladins. I want to know that. What's the history between them? Nope, this movie doesn't even give us the answer. I know this movie is based off of a book series. Maybe I should check out the book series just to see. I should probably check out the book series just to see where I'm missing, or I don't know. I legit thought I was going to have more to say on this. I legit did. Jumper. Sorry for this being a quick review. I don't know. I loved this movie as a kid, too. I loved it. I fucking loved it. Now, looking back on it, it's like, why did I love this? This movie gave me almost nothing to work with. I guess I just like the idea of transportation. I don't know. But I know for a while they've been trying to do a Jumper 2. Because I feel like they announced that they were going to do a trilogy. They wanted to do a Jumper 2 and a Jumper 3. But that kind of went nowhere. This movie did well financially at the box office. There's no dispute about that. This movie fucking blew it with the box office. It did a tremendous amount of money. It got a lot poor reception. Didn't get as good reviews. Shocker. So the planned trilogy kind of got shut down. And it sucks, because I would have at least liked to see where they would have gone for Jumper 2. At least give us a Jumper 2. I think, like, you don't have to do Jumper 3. Don't do that. This doesn't really need to be a trilogy. But at least try and do Jumper 2. Because this movie does have a twist where maybe there is a lot more to say about this. I thought David, his mom, was a paladin. They revealed that in the film. And so at the end of the film, she just tells him, I'll give you a head start because I love you. So, literally, in the second film, it was teased that it was going to be, well, mom's going to go and kill her kid. So, I would have at least liked to see the batshit insanity that is that. But, you know, nope. Just nope. No. But, I don't know. I would have liked at least for us to get a Gremlins. Wow. Jumper 2. I would have at least liked to see... Hold on, I need to drink water. I would at least like to see what they would have done. What they would have done with a Jumper 2. I think there is a lot of ideas that could be interesting, but, you know, we sadly just didn't get to see them. So, I don't know. I guess it kind of sucks, but it kind of doesn't suck in the same way. I don't know. I agree with the critics on this film. And it's weird because this movie has such a good potential at being a good movie. You have such a good plot. I just think what suffered is making this a 88-minute film. Like, it's only an hour 28. I think you should have made it longer. Because with how short the film is, it's really affecting the stuff you need. Because I want to know more about the history between why paladins are trying to kill jumpers. All we know is Samuel L. Jackson's dialogue of saying, only God should have the ability to be in two places at once, not you. That's all we know why paladin. That's the only dialogue that we know of why paladins want to kill jumpers. Is because they don't think anybody should have the ability to be at many places at the one time. I want to know the whole history. I want to know the whole history, even back to ancient times if need be. I want to know why the hell does paladins hate jumpers? And how long have paladins and jumpers existed? I want to know that. I want to know that deep, in-depth story. And this movie lacks that. This movie lacks the whole stuff that it could have given us. It's a good concept. It's a good story. And, like, you got some good actors-ish. Hayden Christensen isn't the best in some moments, but then again, it's Hayden Christensen. What can you expect? Yeah. It's a good idea. It's a good storyline. It has some talented actors in the project. But, like, it doesn't deliver the stuff I would have expected. And, like, yeah. And, like, looking, I could see why I enjoyed this as a kid, though. Because I got very interested in teleportation stuff. Because even as a kid, I watched stuff like Lab Rats, and there's some teleportation stuff in there. And, like, I don't know. Something, to me, as a kid, always got me interested with the power just to think of a place and, boom, instantly go there. I just love that idea. But yeah, and this movie is also from the director of The Bourne Identity, and as well as Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which I have not seen Bourne Identity. I'll probably do my first time binge for all the Bourne films because I haven't seen any of them. I sort of remember Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but not as much. I don't know if the tone of direction for that film is needed for this. I mean, it gives off Michael Bay in a way. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I feel like this movie is trying so hard to be a Michael Bay film without even getting Michael Bay. Because this movie has all the check marks it has to be a Michael Bay movie. With the shaky camera, the explosions, and like, it feels like it's trying so hard to try and be a Michael Bay film without actually having Michael Bay direct it. And I kind of am interested. Me personally, I would love to see how Michael Bay would do a Jumper movie. That would be fucking terrific if Michael Bay directed this. But yeah, I don't know. I loved this as a kid. I'm not shocked why. I could see why I got into this. Looking back into it, it's like, man, this movie has a lot more problems than I remembered it having. It's like, yeah. I loved this as a kid. Looking back, it's a lot more problems than I thought it did. And I thought it was, yeah. But, I don't know. I feel like this movie, with how short it is, that really affects the movie tremendously. I feel like if you added more stuff, added the history between Paladins and Jumpers, added more detail, maybe this movie could have succeeded. And it just kind of didn't. But yeah, and it sucks because this is such a good concept too. But it didn't deliver the way I was hoping. So, who knows? Maybe I would at least want to see them try to do Jumper 2. That would be like, well, your first time wasn't that great. You can have a second chance and do Jumper 2. But, yeah. That's my opinions on Joker. But have you seen Jumper? Do you like it? Were you met on it? Or did it piss you off? Let me know let me know your comments down in, fuck, I can't speak. Let me know your comments down below. See you guys next time.